Well, I had a decent night's sleep last night. From about 9:15 to 11:15, I think about 6 trains came through, the really long kind. So there were 10-15 minutes for them to go all the way through. A couple times it was just an engine driving through. About 4 o'clock in the morning, we got some really heavy rain from till about maybe 5:15. So I'm glad I'm in this thing. I didn't get wet at all. There's some tent campers a little over there. I wonder how they fared. And been tracking a deer that's been all in the woods over here. Right now he's over the other end, eating grass, eating leaves. But yeah, this is a pretty nice little campground. Just expect train noise until about 11:30ish. So that's it. Gonna pack it up and get on the road. All right, so it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm all packed up. It took me about 35 minutes to break down the camp. So we are continuing on the gap day 2. So like I said earlier, we had some pretty heavy rain between 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. last night. But you can see there really isn't much standing water on this trail. A little bit on the sides, it's damp. I'm running front and rear fenders mainly for the C&O, but it looks like this trail does a really good job of running water off of it. So it is about 60 degrees. I almost broke a sweat breaking down the camp, so this feels really good right now. And it looks like the trail is as straight and level as far as I can see. I was looking at my elevation profile for the day yesterday, and it says I climbed 1,000 feet, but it really didn't seem like it. I guess over 50 miles, 1,000 feet isn't really a whole lot. But today, I'll be getting into more of a gradual 1 to 2% climb over the 50 miles I have planned. So we'll see if it's more noticeable. Yesterday seemed to be mostly downhill. So I've seen quite a few of these piles of crushed limestone on the trail, which is very good. That means this trail association knows where they need to make improvements and are doing it. This is probably the 3rd or 4th one I've seen. So kudos to Pennsylvania for identifying the bad parts of the trail and taking corrective action on it. Although I'll say this trail is pretty damn good overall anyway. But yeah, I see there's a couple areas that are a little bit bumpy. A little bit of water here and there, so kudos for investing in the trail. So about 5 miles outside of Connellsville, this is where I'm starting to see puddles on the trail. So it was pretty good until here. And these are pretty tame compared to what I've seen on the C&O, which is complete washout with a couple inches of water. But yeah, so not too bad. Fenders seem to be getting most of it, although I am feeling it on my back, so I wonder why. The fender might not be low enough or far enough back. Yep, definitely getting me in the back, but not in the front. I'll make an adjustment when I get a chance to stop. So around mile marker 93, about 4 miles outside of Connellsville, that's where I think the gradual climb to the Continental Divide starts. And prior to this, I was doing about 11-12 miles an hour because it seemed to be flat, a little bit downhill, but now it's definitely got a 1% maybe incline, and I'm doing about 10. So not too bad. It's still like super cool out here, so enjoying it. And we'll be in Connellsville in a few minutes for breakfast. Okay, I'm passing a really large RV park, and I think I'll keep going. The rates at their stores are pretty high. Morning. Blue Canoe RV Resort. And I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it looks like it wants to rain ahead of me, so I need to get moving. That's some other cyclists coming. Morning.
Morning.
Alrighty, we're about 2 miles outside of Connellsville. So I'm in Connellsville. I'm at a Sheets, which is one of my favorite places to stop on the trail for refreshments. I'm eating a breakfast burrito, iced frozen coffee, mocha coffee, and working on a Gatorade. I'm getting back on the trail here in a few minutes. Okay, so we're leaving Connellsville. Stopped in there for breakfast. Our next stop is 17 miles to Ohiopyle, where we'll eat our first lunch of the day. Nice little town here, plenty to do. They actually had a hiker-biker campsite right as you go enter the town, like 4 of those wooden structures that you can put your tents in. If I would have left it a little earlier, I would have ridden there, because so much more to do. I could have restocked everything right then and there, rather than you know, this first thing this morning. But yeah, that would have been about 60 miles. Actually 64. I did 54. I just need to leave a couple hours earlier. And I think we're starting to get into the climby part of this, up to the Continental Divide. Pretty good climb going out of town here. So just taking it easy. I'm full of breakfast burrito and coffee. Looks like the clouds are back. For a moment the sun broke free of the clouds when I was coming into town. Now it's back as we're leaving town. So I think there's a weather system moving south. That I'm just behind, so hopefully it stays in front of me for the whole day. And this trail is pretty bumpy through here. Alright, so we're about a mile outside of Connellsville and back on gravel. Almost completely, I would say completely under tree canopy. So it's low 60s, and it feels really nice. So hopefully it's like this most of the way to Ohiopyle. Not really putting in major effort today, and hopefully we'll not sweat as much as I did yesterday. I just had a hard time staying hydrated. So I'm fully loaded, and I got half a Gatorade to work on between now and there, and to get rid of. Adjusted my rear fender. Hopefully it keeps the water off of my back and out of my hair. When I was at the Sheets, I washed my hair in their sink and a bunch of mud came out, so I'm not too proud, but managed to get it dried out using like the 10 hand towels that come out of one of those dispensers. So I'm cooled off, cleaned up, hitting an Airbnb or a B&B tonight that I booked through Airbnb. We'll get properly showered up, batteries charged, myself recharged, and continue on this journey. This isn't the super high long bridge, but it is a long bridge. Quite bumpy. Too bad. Okay, not even a quarter mile after going over that last railroad bridge, I got another one here. See what the view is. Nothing, just a bunch of industrial stuff. Looks like there's a power station over to my left. Lots of power lines overhead, so not busting out the drone here because those are really hard to pick up on camera. See if we can get any of this over to the... Maybe you can see through the fence, maybe you can't. We'll see. I don't like these metal pieces. This is very bumpy. Okay, Ohio Pyle, 15 miles. Lots to do there. We're at mile marker 87. So here's another waterfall just a little bit off the trail. I'm going to walk down to it. Looks like you can almost walk under it. So if I would have known that this was here, I might have planned a shower under this. It's almost like a cave here. Okay, we're going to walk back up. Gotta watch out for tree roots. Got the trail behind me. It's a pretty nice point of interest. All right, another waterfall. Yeah, so this is not a waterfall video, but I do like waterfalls and running rivers and streams. Fortunately, the river to my left, there's just too much tree cover to really get a drone over there and do some flyovers. I'm hoping a little later there'll be some open areas to do that. But I just find waterfalls and running streams to be like really peaceful, relaxing. I did a video at Natural Bridge State Park a couple years ago where it's pretty much just all streams at the park. So go find it if you watch my channel. So we got a view of the river here. I'll turn behind the trail. Another waterfall with a little trail down to it. Looks like this runs into the river. And goes all the way up there where that tree is down. So I found one annoyance on this trail so far is just the amount of gnats and little bugs. Yesterday I ingested one and it took me, I don't know, a couple hours to get it out. I think I just ingested another one. And so I was wondering why I was seeing a lot of people riding around with masks on yesterday and heading in the opposite direction, and maybe it's because of that. On the C&O trail from Cumberland to DC, if you leave real early in the morning, you have to deal with spider webs across the trail, so you're constantly picking them up on your bike and on your face. This trail doesn't have that problem because it's pretty wide, but it does have a problem with little bugs flying into your mouth if you don't keep it closed. Another unmarked waterfall on the trail. It doesn't seem to have a name. The way the water falls down reminds me of the strings of a harp, so I'm going to call it the Harp Falls. You heard it first here, folks. So I'm 21 miles into my 50-mile day. So far I've seen about, I don't know, 15 or so bikepackers heading the other direction in groups of 2 or 3. I've had a few people pass me on e-bikes that look like they're just going from one town to another. I only saw one bikepacker going the direction I was going, but he was leaving Connellsville as I was pulling in, so he's about an hour up the road on me. So a couple of people I talked to yesterday were heading the opposite direction, basically riding the gap from Cumberland back into Pittsburgh. So I saw a couple of people in camp last night that were riding from Pittsburgh to Cumberland. I left before they did this morning, and haven't seen anybody yet that's riding the full gap in C&O in my direction, but you never know. I'm only a day and a quarter into this trip. So this is a little pull off on the trail. See a pretty good view of the river down there. Morning. They're on a tandem, as was one of the other people that just passed me. So that was 2 tandem bikes and 1 person on a regular gravel bike. So many people heading the opposite direction. Where's my cohort of people going to Cumberland? I was riding up to this formation and I thought, man, this looks like coal. And sure enough, it is. This sign here says coal mining. Coal from southwest Pennsylvania, including the Allegheny River Valley, helped to fuel America's Industrial Revolution. And looks like somebody left a piece of it right here. Another right here. We're about 3.5 miles from Ohiopyle, where we'll be stopping for an hour or so for lunch. And I'm feeling pretty good today. You see there's another guy pulled over up here. See how he's doing. Morning. Morning. How y'all doing? So I ran into a guy named Adam yesterday. He was stopped at the White Waterfall, which is white because of the aluminum oxide that was, I guess, left in a mine. We were chatting for a little while, and it got on the topic of drinkability of the water at the White Waterfall and the Red Waterfall. Neither one of those are drinkable, but he did say that the water on the trail is drinkable once you get out into this area, but I don't think I'm going to take my chances. I mean, these waterfalls are coming up from somewhere, but who knows what the source is. I've got 3 bottles of water, and on a day like this, that probably could last me the whole trip, since I'm ending at a bed and breakfast and not at a campsite. So I decided to leave my water filter home. That's mile marker 75. And we got somebody else coming this way. Let's see how he's doing. Looking at something on his phone, so maybe he's lost. I don't know. There's these little millipedes, these maybe centipedes, millipedes, not really sure. I've avoided like 4 or 5 of them crossing the road in the last day and a half, and seen quite a few smushed on the road too. So you see me getting herky-jerky with the cameras because I'm trying to avoid bugs crossing the road that are visible. And just one heads up for folks that are on this trail between Round Bottom Campground to Connellsville to Ohiopyle. Other than the Connellsville and Ohiopyle towns, I have not really seen maybe one place where you could stop to repair your bike. I haven't seen any trash cans on the trail. There was a campground down the hill, but it looked like there was a bunch of RVs there. So, right now I'm carrying an empty Gatorade bottle and some wrappers that I need to throw away. And I definitely wouldn't mind hitting a bathroom on the trail. With a few minutes. I don't know, I got a couple miles till I get to Ohiopyle, so I'll take care of all that around there. I hear a waterfall, but I don't see one. There we go. It's back in there. So it looks like we're coming up to one of the high bridges here. I'm one of the High River Bridge. It's a pretty impressive accomplishment to turn this old rail line into a bike path. Got some pretty good drone footage. Down here, I don't know if you can pick it up, but there's some, I don't know, 4 or 5 guys in rafts. One of them flipped it on the rapids over there. It looks like he's back in it. But yeah, this is a good place to go whitewater rafting. Looks like once you get past those rocks, it's pretty good down here. And then gets a little choppier over on this side. Going over the Great Allegheny Passage Trail Bridge. This is also another impressive feat. Got some pretty good rapids on either side. Looks like we're coming into Ohiopyle. Mile marker 72. Yeah, a collection of cyclists here. This is good to see. Doing. Okay, I'm just leaving Ohiopyle. I stopped there to grab a barbecue sandwich, which I got on me. I'm going to stop and eat it somewhere at one of these benches out here. The restaurant was pretty crowded, so, and the sandwich is piping hot, so I don't really want a super hot sandwich on a day I'm putting in some good effort. So hopefully there'll be a stop up here in a mile or two. I'll stop and eat my lunch. I'm 31 miles into my 50-mile ride, so this might get me all the way to my destination, this food stop. If not, I've got a couple chocolate chip granola bar snacks. I can eat those. Mile marker 71, that's my birth deer, and there's a spider on it. Got passed a couple miles back by this nice couple ahead of me riding e-bikes. They got to be in their 70s, so that's where I want to be when I'm that age. Out here in the wilderness, riding my bike. I don't care what kind it is, as long as it gets me to point A to point B. There is no gatekeeping when it comes to riding bicycles. Road bikes, gravel bikes, mountain bikes. I don't care if they're pedal power or electric power. You still get an exercise, you still get out to see the world. Looks like we got a couple other folks coming this way. Alright, we're at mile marker 64, about 2.7 miles out of Confluence. My goal there is to find a restroom and eat some ice cream before I do the last, I don't know, 15 or so miles to my bed and breakfast. Looks like we got a couple folks stopped over here. How y'all doing? Confluence Town Square, 1 mile ahead. How are y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is there a bathroom here?
Yeah, I think there's one right up in this building.
Okay, thanks.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Sorry.
Good, how about you?
Good. Alright, I'm within a mile of Confluence. Looks like there's a gun range to my right. Outdoor one. That's the second one I've passed today. The first one was very active. Alright, we got some downhill coming here. Downhill me into Confluence. I'm not wearing my helmet. That's probably a mistake, but I've been doing only about 10 miles an hour most of the day, and just not having to heat would be nice. So I got approximately 12 miles to go till I finish. But first I'm going to stop for some ice cream and just do a check over on my bike for air pressure and make sure my through axles are good. Because that got me last year on this bike. My through axle came out. It was a really bad bump I took, but still, just going to do some tightening a little bit here and there. Seem to be on the wrong side. I'm not going to go into this part of Confluence. There's another access point a little bit further down the road. I'm going to try that one. And if I don't make it, I'll just keep going to my stop. I'm not really hurting for water, and I'm not really hungry, so. This is a tight one. And a high one, steep one. Must have got off of it somewhere. Okay. Oh shit. That was good. Like I'm on the trail. Almost got lost. Looks like there's the Lucky Dog Cafe. Seems pretty dead. Actually, there's a couple people over there. Yeah, is this place open?
I believe we're just debating that. The beer truck, it doesn't look good, but the beer truck just left. That was a good sign.
Yeah, I was talking to a guy and his wife that were taking pictures on the trail, I don't know, 10 miles back, and they said there's a damn ice cream place. Like there's a damn...
Oh, it's, you go up here, it's on the left-hand side.
I'm already past it, so...
Yeah, it's just on the other side of the bridge.
Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. I got like, I don't know.
Were you going to Rockwood?
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't think of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got, let's see,
Got a little ways to go.
around 10 miles or so.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, the hankering for ice cream though, there's not much in Rockwood.
Yeah, oh well. Yesterday I stopped at a mom and so it was a private residence that had ice cream sign, so I walked up to them and they only took cash. So I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't have cash.
Oh, jeez.
But I had a frozen coffee this morning. So.
Oh, that's good. And you know about the Queen City Creamery in Cumberland?
I do now.
That's good ice cream.
Yeah, I'm actually staying the night there tomorrow night.
Where at?
So, at the Ramada.
Right down the street from the
Yeah.
Ramada. In
Yeah,
fact,
really
you'll pass it on your way as
Yeah.
you're coming up the trail up to
Half a
the.
block.
Sounds good. Well, you guys take it easy.
Thank
I want to keep on going. Rockwood's 19 miles. Yeah. Okay. Go further than I thought. So I'm just leaving Confluence. It looks like I've got a different surface here. This is more red than gray. I went by the ice cream place, so I just decided not to go back. So I got, according to the sign back there, 19 more miles. I thought I had more like 10. So, you know, I think I got the water to make it. Might get a little hungry, but that'll just make dinner so much better. And looks like we got another high bridge here. canopy. That plank needs to be replaced. So many little chipmunks out here. There's two. I don't know if they came up on camera. They're little Chippendale chipmunks. They're about a third of the size of a typical squirrel. Just all over the place today. Missed one by about a foot in front of my tire. Didn't see them till like the last second. For some reason I thought they were as big as squirrels were, but they're small. Seen a couple deer, but mostly chipmunks today. Yeah, so this red surface has definitely got more rolling resistance than the crushed limestone. I'm having a hard time doing 10 miles an hour. You probably hear it just getting into it a little bit more, where the crushed limestone was a little bit more hard pack even when it was wet. So I just looked at the map. I thought I had 7 miles to go, but I actually have 17. I'm doing a 60-mile day instead of a 50. I'm not sure how I didn't remember that. I think I wanted to get my third day to be a shorter day just because I plan to do a lot of videography. So got enough water and some snacks, so I think I'll be able to get there if there's nothing else coming for food. So got about 2 hours to go. Be there about 5. And get some laundry done, get some batteries charged, and get to bed. All right, Doozer, here we go. Ole, 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 ole. All right, going over another bridge over the river. This one is concrete, so smooth. That's the way I like it. Got a little bunny rabbit. Also seeing quite a few of them on the trail. There's 2 of them. There we go. Also seeing a few beavers. Quite a bit of wildlife hangs around the trail. Okay, this surface and the 1% grade have definitely become noticeable. I'm only able to do about 9 miles an hour. I am a little tired as well. So I've got another 14 miles to go. I should be there hopefully in less than 2 hours. That'll put me in around 5:30. Like I said, I've got a lot to do when I get there. First and foremost is to get cleaned up. I am filthy. All right, we're coming up to another bike bridge here. Looks like this one's concrete, so it should be smooth. I really like these concrete ones. Oh wow, really nice mountains around here. But it is really far down. I get a little vertigo looking over to my sides. Okay, I'll just keep going. I do see a bit of a tunnel up there, which may explain the bright lights that guy was running a little while ago. Just keep it going through there. I am not going to run a light because I can see clearly through the other side. Mile marker 52, which happens to be my current age, so I will stop here for a moment, get a picture. See how the low light performance of my GoPro is. It should be nice and cool through here. Not running any lights, but it is actually pretty dark. Hopefully there's no major bumps. I think I'll go ahead and get the light out. That's the bright setting. You'll see a little bit again. That was right. It is glass smooth in here. Mile marker 52's got a lot to offer. Got 2 bridges, a tunnel, some rapids through here. So this is the first real sunlight I've seen on the trail today. 53 miles in. Most of it has been under canopy. And this isn't even a really long stretch. It's maybe a quarter mile. So I don't even smell from sweat today because of the shade. I've been relatively cool riding without my helmet for the last 25 miles too, because I'm only doing about 10 miles an hour except for like one downhill, but the rest of this is uphill, so I'm doing what I can to stay cool. Back into the canopy. Guess we're in Markleton. It looks like this goes downhill. Mile marker 50. Oh yeah, that's a really good downhill. Looks like I got to cross the street though, so that kind of sucks. Can't really take advantage of it. A little climb. 6 miles to go. This one doesn't look so good. Gear down, trying to save what little legs I got left. The surface is so loose. It's the hard packed limestone. Six miles to go and I'm doing 6 miles an hour. Seems like every mile marker I get down to, that's about as fast as I can manage. My legs are so tired. There we go. It's relatively flat here again. If I get it back up to 8, 9, 10. All right, 5.5 miles to go, and I've entered the pain cave. My legs are done. My hands are sore, and my butt's sore. So, I was doing about 8 miles an hour trying to get there, and I hear a train coming. I wish I could jump it to Rockwood. I hope it's just the climbing today that's doing this, because I got a couple 60-mile days coming up on the CNO. And now that the Pyle tunnel's open again, which it wasn't last time, I'm expecting a much easier time. All I have to deal with is water on the towpath. So I hope the fix I did to my rear fender will keep the water off of me. Okay, just got off the bike and did some stretches and walked around for like 3-4 minutes. Let's see if that helps me manage the pain a little bit. Mile marker 49. I'm basically entering the steepest part of the climb to the Eastern Divide over the next 20 miles. Only got 5 to go, but tomorrow morning ought to be fun. All right, we got about a mile and a half or so until we get to Rockwood. I'm just going to run the camera until we get in. I've got plenty of battery and SD card. Let's see what it looks like. Well, I was going to ride all the way into Rockwood with the video, but I saw this interesting waterfall. It also is leaving white deposits on the rocks, which makes me think it may be aluminum oxide out of another abandoned mine. I'm not sure why there's a posted private property sign there. It is pretty steep to get down there to get up on the other side, which even if that sign wasn't there, I don't think I'd try it unless there were steps. But the sign does distract from the beauty of the waterfall. Someone should cut it down and maybe move it up right there. I had to stop and get this. This is something I've always wanted to do, is set up some stones like this. Check that out. Really cool, nice little running stream through here. All right, it's that time of day where my shadow is in front of me. Hello, Mr. Shadow. Another long stretch of sunlight as we're going right into this town. I'm about 2/10 of a mile from 60. I hope it's here. I did take a couple of off courses to go look at some things, so I'm hoping it's not too much further than 60 miles. But I did just pass a lady that was walking, so we can't be too far. And I do see a house, so that's a sign way down there. Gotta be close though. Stop sign or something. Actually, it's not a house, it's some type of large billboard or something. Just over 60 miles. Gotta be close though. If I had to do this again, I would have stopped 10 miles earlier just to do more of this climb in the morning when my legs are fresh. So we're at mile marker 44. That's approximately where Rockwood is. I think this is the town right here. Just over 60 miles. We got another mossy fall. We had a grassy moss fall. This is all moss. Stopped 10 miles earlier just to do more of this climb in the morning when my legs are fresh. So I can walk right up to it. That's approximately where Rockwood is. temporary stop to look at another little waterfall. Be curious to see how many of these I have at the end of the this trip. So we are in Rockwood. I am going to pull out my phone and navigate to this bed and breakfast. Ah, pavement, sweet pavement. I hope my bike is wide enough to get through here. This is a narrow sidewalk. Just ends and a little single track. Well, they weren't kidding. That is a hike-a-bike. You can do it. You can pedal this hill. Okay, that's all I can do. Almost
That's
there.
a guy.
And there's a trail over there. Oh, that was steep. It's gonna be fun leaving out of here in the morning. If I would known this is this steep, I might have
This thing is at the
top
top
of
of this
B&B
hill.
down the street, right on the trail.
Somerset Avenue.
Screw it, I can pedal up this hill. I think I can. All right, let's walk. I need to get my steps in today anyway. Well, this reminds me of doing the Trans Virginia last year. There's some county roads like this. I was walking a lot. Yep. Trans Virginia Valley 550 flashback here. .424 on the right. Of course, it's uphill on this wrong road here too. I can't even talk, I'm so tired. I see it, yay. Actually, it looks pretty nice. Very nice neighborhood. Okay, this is the end of the day right here. Let's see what the stats are. 60.85 miles with probably a really good climb for that last quarter mile.